his 2 years in office in the backdrop of political turmoil that rocked his administration, starting off with the Gen Z protest, forcing him to withdraw the finance bill and dissolve his cabinet. Ruto, who rose to power in the backdrop of high optimism from Kenyans, has seen his popularity plummet due to public discontent over corruption, the economy, his government's performance, and unfulfilled promises, despite mixed reactions on his performance. Apollo Kamau with that report.
Since taking office on September 13, 2022, in the backdrop of a hustler nation euphoria, beaming with hope amid a myriad of promises, 2 years on, President Ruto's stay in power has been turbulent as the president faces a discontent populace still tired of corruption in government, wastage, and an economy that is not creating enough jobs for millions of the youth, while internal fighting in his administration threatens to scuttle his first term in office.
The 2 years of this government, the UDA government, have not been very good. One, because of internal fighting. It's intense internal fighting. So they are not delivering. And then the appearance of excessive looting. The Auditor General's report are disheartening every year. And then you say, well, so the image has not been good. Can something be done about it? We hope. I mean, there is always hope. Something can be done. But at present, your question about 2 years has been a miserable, bad 2 years.
President Ruto, who faced 2 waves of protests, starting with Azimio protests in early 2023 over the high cost of living, that later switched to unprecedented Gen Z protests, leading to invasion of parliament over the punitive Finance Bill 2024 and the eventual dissolution of his cabinet to allow the formation of a broad-based government, sharing power with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, is still facing questions for losing touch with ordinary Kenyans.
We're in a space where the president is gallivanting across the country, from one end of the country to the other, from pillar to post and post to pillar again, talking about unity that can only be called the conspiracy of the elite, because unity is as good as the purpose for which people unite.
Nitawashtaki kwa baba.
According to analysts, despite the political alliance between Ruto and Odinga, internal fighting in Kenya Kwanza through their proxies is yet another political landmine the president will have to navigate to deliver to Kenyans already frustrated by his unfulfilled promises on infrastructure projects, corruption, and wastage in government, including his trips abroad.
Below average. And if there's any election, I think they know they are out. That's why they are trying to come up with divisive, diversionary tactics to see whether they can, out of desperation, to see whether they can gain some relevance. Out of 10, I think we'll give them 2.
He has an image problem. They need to work on that image thing. And maybe, if possible, get some better policy makers to help them. Because they have some people who really have no clue as to what they're doing. Yet they are there. Like, serious investigation needs to be done. They are done anything. Who did it? Because it's a disaster for the country. And yet, there was rumors about KICC was gone. And you say, what are you doing?
President Ruto has, however, been quick to shed off the negative perception, especially on unfulfilled promises. The president, who traveled to Germany this week to sign an agreement on labor, talent, and mobility that will allow Kenyans to secure jobs, has said Kenya's economy is growing at 5.2%, up from 4.8% in 2022, according to a report by the Africa Development Bank. The president's pet projects, among them the affordable fertilizer program, which was hit by a scandal over fake fertilizer in the market, has seen the price of fertilizer reduced to 2,500 shillings per bag from 6,000 shillings in 2022. In return, maize production has gone up from 61.7 million bags in 2022 to 85.7 million bags in 2023, with a price of 2 kg maize flour packet reducing from 170 shillings to 130 shillings in 2024. On employment, 160,000 jobs have been created through the affordable housing program, more than 110,000 units completed, with the stabilization of the Kenyan shilling against the dollar, another feather on the administration's cap. The Adani Holdings Limited takeover of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in a privately initiated proposal, however, has only served to become another political baggage to the president due to the opposition to the project by Kenyans. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Thank you, Apollo Kamau, for that comprehensive report.